If your baby is fighting sleep, crying more than you expected, and you're doing everything the internet tells you to do, this is for you. Or what are the most common mistakes that make babies overtired? According to sleep researchers and pediatric specialists, the top 3 are missing the wake window, waiting for yawns as a sleep signal, and motion dependency in the sleep association. We are going to break all of that down, in plain language, starting right now. But here's where it gets strange. Most of those mistakes, they look exactly like good parenting. You're watching your baby closely. You're responding immediately. You're trying everything. And somehow, your baby is still exhausted and screaming at midnight. Here's what nobody tells you at the hospital discharge. Newborns don't need more soothing. They need better timing. There's a tiny biological window, sometimes as short as 45 minutes, between when your baby wakes up and when their cortisol spikes and locks them into an overtired state. Miss that window by even 10 minutes, and you're not dealing with a sleepy baby anymore. You're dealing with a wired, screaming, inconsolable baby. And no amount of rocking fixes cortisol. I've spent months researching infant sleep science, pediatric behavioral studies, and the actual lived chaos of the newborn stage. And I'm going to show you exactly what's happening in your baby's brain and what to do instead. Here's what we're covering. Why yawning is the wrong signal to watch for. What wake windows actually are and how to use them. And the one feeding habit that feels perfect now but creates a sleep crisis in 4 weeks. Let's go! Point 1. The yawning myth. Okay, you've been told to watch for sleepy cues. Yawning, rubbing eyes, fussing. Here's the problem. By the time your newborn yawns, you're already late. Researchers at the University of Warwick studying infant sleep cycles found that yawning in newborns typically appears 10 to 15 minutes after the optimal sleep window has already opened and started to close. It's not a put me down now signal. It's a I've been waiting and I'm getting stressed signal. What do you mean? Think of it like this. Imagine you have a friend who only tells you they're hungry after they've already hit the hangry spiral. By then, nothing you offer is right. That's your baby after a yawn. So what do you watch for instead? A glazed look and slowing movements, a sudden loss of interest in their surroundings. These come earlier, and they're your real green light. That's actually the easy fix. But the next one is where most parents have genuinely never heard the right explanation. And it changes everything. Point 2, wake windows. Here's the concept that sleep consultants charge hundreds of dollars to explain. Wake windows. A wake window is the maximum amount of time a newborn can comfortably stay awake between sleep periods before their nervous system tips into overdrive. For a baby in weeks 1 through 4, that window is 45 to 60 minutes. That's it. Dr. Harvey Karp, pediatrician and author of The Happiest Baby on the Block, describes newborns as essentially living outside the womb too early. Their nervous systems are still calibrating. They are not developmentally equipped to handle extended wakefulness without cascading into a stress response. Here's what that looks like in your house. Baby wakes at 7 a.m., fed, changed, happy. 7:45 a.m. You think they look fine, so you keep playing. 8 a.m. Baby starts fussing. You try more feeding, more bouncing. 8:15 a.m. Full meltdown. Nothing works. You think something is wrong. Nothing is wrong. The window closed at 7:45. The fix is shockingly simple. Set a timer, not based on what your baby looks like, based on the clock. At 45 minutes, begin the sleep routine. You will catch the window before the crash. Now, here's the part that makes this even more important. Wake windows grow as babies grow. By week 6, it stretches to 60 to 90 minutes. By 3 months, up to 2 hours. Track it, adjust it weekly. This single shift eliminates the majority of overtired spirals parents experience in weeks 1 through 12. If you only do this without knowing the next piece, though, you'll create a brand new problem around week 4, one that's even harder to fix. Point 3. The motion trap. You rock your baby to sleep. It works. You drive around the block at midnight. It works. And then one day, it stops working. And now you're circling the neighborhood at 2 a.m. for 90 minutes, and nothing is happening. Here's what's going on biologically. Motion activates the vestibular system, the balance center in your baby's brain. It's deeply calming. It mimics the womb. Totally appropriate for a newborn. Motion activates the vestibular system, the balance center in your baby's brain. It's deeply calming. It mimics the womb. Totally appropriate for a newborn. The problem is sleep associations. Around weeks 4 through 6, babies begin forming memory-based expectations around sleep. If they have always fallen asleep in motion, their brain starts to require motion to complete the sleep transition. The moment the motion stops, car, rocking chair, your arms, their brain registers a mismatch and they partially wake. This is the classic transfer fail. You place them in the crib and their eyes snap open. The fix isn't to stop all motion immediately. That'll be brutal. Instead, gradually reduce motion as they get drowsy. Rock actively, then slow down, then still. You're teaching the nervous system that stillness is safe, not alarming. Pediatric sleep specialist Dr. Rebecca Michi calls this motion fading, and it works. Most people never connect the next habit to sleep problems at all, because it feels like the opposite of a mistake. It feels like the most natural, loving thing you can do. Point 4, feeding to sleep. Nursing or bottle feeding a baby to sleep works. It works beautifully. The suck-in reflex is one of the most powerful calming mechanisms a newborn has. Oxytocin releases in both baby and parent. Everyone relaxes. The baby drifts off. And for the first 3 weeks, do it. No, seriously. But here's what happens at the 4 to 6 week mark. Your baby starts cycling through lighter sleep phases more frequently. And when they surface from a light phase in the crib, at 1 a.m., at 3 a.m., they look for the thing that was there when they fell asleep. The breast, the bottle, you. And when it's not there, they cry. Not because they're hungry, because their brain is asking, where did the thing go? The thing I needed to feel safe. This is the origin of the every 45 minutes night waking that breaks parents. The solution, and this is uncomfortable, is practicing what's called a drowsy but awake transfer, at least once per day. Feed the baby, then when they're at 80% asleep, not fully out, gently place them down. Let them do the final 20% on their own. They will protest. Lean into it. This is the skill that pays off for the next 12 months. And look, if right now you're thinking, I know I need help with this, but I don't know where to start, I put together a free newborn sleep guide /checklist/resource that walks through wake windows by week and gives you a daily tracking sheet. It's linked below. Grab it. It's the companion to everything we're talking about in this video. Point 5. The conflicting advice problem. Your mother says one thing, your pediatrician says another. Reddit says a third. Instagram says all of them are wrong. This is arguably the most damaging part of the modern newborn experience. not because the advice is all bad. Some of it is excellent, but because conflicting advice creates decision paralysis. And decision paralysis creates inconsistency. And inconsistency is the one thing that makes every sleep method fail. Here's your filter. One question. It cuts through everything. Is my baby calm between feeds? Not happy. Not smiling. Just calm. Not arching. Not screaming except around feeding or obvious discomfort. If yes, what you're doing is working. Ignore the noise. If no, one thing at a time. Change one variable. Give it 3 days. Then reassess. The specific method matters far less than consistent application of any reasonable method. The research on this is overwhelming. Dr. Sarah Blunden at CQ University in Australia found that parental consistency predicted infant sleep outcomes more reliably than any specific technique tested. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be consistent. Here's what we just covered. Yawning is already late. Watch for the glaze. Wake windows are the most powerful tool you have, and they're free. Motion is calming but can become a dependency. Fade it gradually. Feeding to sleep works until it doesn't. Practice drowsy but awake once daily. And consistency beats any specific method. Always. You came into this video overwhelmed by what felt like a chaotic, unknowable newborn. What you're actually dealing with is a baby whose nervous system is working exactly as designed. It just needs you to understand the rules. And now you do. The guide is in the description. Grab it. And if you're watching this at 3 a.m., it's going to get better. You're already doing the most important thing, trying to understand. Do subscribe to the channel and see you on the next one. Take care.